I'm Richard Randall, and welcome back to Your Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker. She's the host of the program, and this is the weekly radio show. It informs and educates you on how to buy or sell real estate, and it does it all with Barb Schlinker, the owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Barb, if someone is thinking of buying a house right now, what is today's home buyer? What should they be considering when they want to buy a Colorado home?
Well, first of all, Richard, the whole real estate world is going to change here in just a couple of months. And I don't know if people have been tracking that story on the news about how a National Association of Realtors had to settle a case for basically antitrust law violations, price fixing, steering, all kinds of stuff. And so the rules that came down basically said they're no longer going to offer a commission through the multiple listing service. And I think it has an opportunity to actually break up the whole MLS system. And I'm kind of excited about it. I'm ready for freedom and, some more opportunities in the market. And as it stands right now, the MLS system is very restrictive. And so, right now, the buyers have access to homes that are put up in the MLS and shared with all these different websites. And they don't get a lot of information. In fact, when they reach out on one of these tech companies like Zillow or Realtor.com, they think they're getting the listing agent that probably knows something about the house, but they don't. They get some random agent that doesn't know anything about them, about the buyer or the house, and they meet them at the door, hope they can buy a home, don't know what they're looking for, and oftentimes kind of don't have a great experience of working with that agent. Now, that's not always the case. I'm just saying a huge volume of the real estate agents out there operate this way. And so with this settlement, what's going to change is that every time an agent shows a home, they actually have to have a written agreement with the buyer on what kind of services they're going to provide. What kind of value would somebody just showing up and opening the door actually provide to that buyer? Are they going to write the contract? Are they going to protect their interest? Are they going to find them homes that they can't find online? There's all these things that a good buyer's agent could do. And as it stands right now, they're not doing. In my view, they're just overpaid door openers. And I'm excited about this change. I think it's going to help everybody in the industry be better at what they do. And it's going to teach not only the agents, but the buyers and the seller, everybody how to do something that they think we know how to do, which is negotiate. So I'm pretty thrilled about it. And it's going to start in just a few months. But in general, the first thing that buyers should be familiar with is the local market. Now, that data is not easy to find. There's kind of a little bit of data in the listing service. What they'll do is kind of aggregate the whole entire market and give you averages, which after I've done some more research, I find the data pretty much useless. So it's important for the buyers to understand what's going on in the market. We just helped our son. We partnered and bought a home with him out in California. And I ended up getting connected with an agent through Zillow. It wasn't her listing. That didn't bother me so much. I wanted to know more about her expertise, what she understood about the market there. And she did give me some tips that absolutely saved us some money. So I appreciate that. But not every agent pays attention to the local statistics or even what's going on in an area or a neighborhood. They just don't get trained on how to do this. They have to kind of find out on their own. And so the buyers, the consumers have no idea if whoever they're meeting at the door has any clue about the market or the house or anything like that. So during the boom, we had low inventory. We had a feeding frenzy for buyers. They all had to overpay for homes, bidding wars, tens of hundreds of thousands of dollars over asking price just because there was low inventory and low interest rates. And it was tough for buyers at the time. It has evened out a little bit more, but it's still very much a seller's market. That's why it's absolutely critical for a buyer to understand the market. If the buyer's in love with that home, and they want to make an offer, and then they hire an agent that says, oh, I don't think it's worth that much. right? The chances of them getting that house are almost nil. The agents think it's their job to get the buyer the lowest price. Okay. But the buyer just wants the house. They wouldn't be looking at it if it wasn't in their budget. Sure, everybody wants a discount here and there. However, if you've got competition, you need to put your best foot forward. What is that number above which if somebody else bids higher, you're out, right? That's the question that should be asked, not how much of a discount or here, I'm going to prove to this agent that she doesn't know what she's talking about and she's got it overpriced. You know, some of the stuff I see going on out there. We actually catch these agents on video in front of the house telling their buyer, trying to position themselves as a quote expert, it's not worth that much. And these are homes that are getting bidding wars, which is ridiculous. So you have to make sure that you ask your agent the right questions, right? Meaning, tell them where you want to be, tell them what you're looking for. I mean, the agents are just hoping you fall in love with the house so they can write an offer. You know, and then if you do say that you like that home and you want to write an offer, they need to start asking some really good questions. What's most important to the seller? When do they want to close? Do they need to stay after closing for a little while? All these kind of things should be looked into by the buyer's agent. And I don't see a lot of people doing it. You wouldn't believe how many offers I get on email with absolutely zero communication from the buyer's agent. Make sure you know as a buyer what you are looking for. And here's the problem is the state of Colorado, there is no obligation. There actually is no job description for real estate agents. It does not exist. It gives you rules about what you can't do. We know those, but it doesn't tell you what you're supposed to be doing. And so you get these assumptions made out there in the industry. And right now we know that the state does not require the agent to verify that the buyer has the financial ability to buy the home. So think about this. You're a seller, you have your house on the market, you got a showing schedule and you're thinking, woohoo, this is so exciting. Maybe this is the buyer that's going to make an offer on my house. And then it turns out they'll say something like, you have a 2-story, and they say, oh, well, no, I really wanted a ranch. What? What do you mean? You know, why did I have to clear off all the dishes, make the bed, make the house look gorgeous? And this person's feedback is, we wanted a completely different house than what we can visually see is there. And that's because most agents don't ask. Most agents don't check. Most agents are door openers. And this lawsuit and the settlement can't be the best. I think it's going to be the best thing ever that happens to the industry. So as a buyer, you have to get clarity. Now, not everybody knows exactly what they want, and not everybody is able to articulate what they want. I was just talking to a client about it the other day, and she was going, yeah, when I was looking, I would give my agent feedback on the homes that they were showing me to say, this is a no-go. Don't show me another house with this because I'm not going to buy it, right? Or I really like this. I'd like to see more homes like this. So that is really good feedback, right? But there are some things that are basics, what we call must-haves. I must have so many bedrooms. I must have a 3-car garage. I must have in the zip code, in the school district, whatever it is, to narrow it down. Now, is the buyer always going to buy that? No, not necessarily, but at least it gives you a parameter. So we'll start with location. Location actually should be 70%, and it is 70% of your purchase decision. And you have to think about, okay, how long of a commute do I want to live with? Is it close to my family? Does it fit with my lifestyle? All these factors fall into that search. And then how to search for homes. How do you find homes? A majority of the buyers do their research online. They also will drive by before they ever talk to a real estate agent. Many of them will go to open houses before they ever talk to a real estate agent. Some people weren't planning on buying a house and they see something online and go, oh my gosh, this is really nice. Maybe I should look at, making this move. But did you know that probably a third of the homes that are sold are actually not presented online? And that's why you need a really good real estate agent that knows how to help you find exactly what you're looking for. And some of the best sources are these online tech companies like Realtor.com, Zillow. Realtor.com is basically the combination of all the MLSs in the country displayed as one website. Zillow is another tech company that basically collects from assessor records and directly from the local MLSs. There are some public sites that offer up homes for sale through the multiple listing service, and then there's other ones cropping up every single day. But most buyers actually start with a drive-by. So when the market was booming, there were buyers that were purchasing homes sight unseen. I think that's crazy. Just based on my own experience, we see them online and go, oh, that looks good. And you go drive by and you go, oh, no, 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 that's not going to work. So it's very important that you have some eyes and ears on the ground when you are looking for homes. And that's part of what we do is we sit down with buyers and sellers, and we give them tips on how they can plan on presenting their home to get the buyers to be interested in moving from the online presentation to the drive-by. And then when the buyers drive by, they should have a good experience. My name is Barb Schlinker. I'm the broker owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Barb has the buyers team and the host of this show, Your Real Estate Voice. And we're talking about the things to look for when buying a Colorado home. And next up, we're going to talk about some top must-haves for buyers in 2024. Richard?
You're listening to Your Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker, the owner and proprietor of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. You can reach her at 719-301-3900. And remember, if you're in your car and you can't listen to the entire show, you can always catch it on Barb's YouTube channel, Barb Has the Buyers. Barb, we're discussing what buyers should be looking for in their home. What can home sellers do to attract those buyers to their home?
Well, number one is no clutter. We already know that a huge percentage of buyers eliminate homes based on the online presentation. So if you're showing a bunch of clutter and a bunch of junk in the home, it's not going to sell. People are going to pass it by. They will eliminate it based on your stuff, not on the building. So decluttering is absolutely critical. Another thing is to make sure that when your home is presented to the market, the online presentation is top notch. You don't have to show pictures of every single room. You don't have to show pictures of the inside of closets or the inside of pantries unless they look like Williams and Sonoma. You don't have to show the inside of garages. What should be done is you market the best homes to get them there. Now, you do have to have the basic pictures. You have to have outside curb appeal, the backyard, the view, the living room, the kitchen, the master bedroom, the key rooms that make that home special in the house. But you do not have to show every nook and cranny. So making sure that you have good internet is important to buyers. Making sure that you have some fuel or energy efficient items, good windows, that kind of stuff, sometimes is attractive to buyers. Another thing that's very attractive and very important are the outdoor spaces. 66% of households have pets and 65 million of them have dogs. So you need a little place for the dogs, okay? And then some of the top must-haves for buyers in 2024 are number one, of course, affordability, followed by a good kitchen, outdoor improvements, neutral colors, and a functional floor plan. So if you are thinking of making a move and you'd like to get an in-home consultation on what to do to get your house ready for sale, that's part of what we do. It's a free in-home service and you're never obligated to sell. Call us at 719-301-3900 or go to barbhasthebuyers.com. Richard?
You're listening to Your Real Estate Voice. That's Barb Schlinker of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. And if you're thinking of making a move, call Barb at 719-301-3900 or visit her at barbhasthebuyers.com. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll be talking about the rules for showing your home and how to avoid agent showing mistakes, plus Barb's hot new listings. Stay tuned for that.